If you live in America in the 21st century, you probably had to listen to a lot of people tell you how busy, so busy, crazy busy they are. Obviously, this is a boast disguised as a complaint, which oftentimes is complemented with some kind of congratulation. That's a good problem to have. Or, better than the opposite. Notice, it isn't exactly people commuting by bus do 3 minimum wage jobs to tell you how busy they are. It's almost always people whose lamented busyness is purely self-imposed. Work and obligation they've taken on voluntarily, classes and activities they've encouraged their kids to participate in. They are busy because of their own ambition or drive or anxiety. They're addicted to busyness because they fear what they might have to face in its absence. It is undeniable that we live in a fast-paced society, and many of us go from school to activities, maybe even a job thrown in there for good measure. Sure, it looks good on our ever so important college application, but how much time do you actually have to enjoy it? Author Tim Crater urges us to slow down and savor everything that we do and who we do it with before it's too late. The Busy Trap by Tim Crater. Almost everyone that I know who is constantly busy feels anxious and guilty when they aren't doing anything to promote their work. They schedule in time with friends the way students with 4.0 GPAs make sure to sign up for a community service because it looks good on a college application. Even children are busy now with classes and extracurricular activities. And at the end of the day, when they come home, they are just as tired as grown-ups. When I was young, I had 3 full hours of totally unstructured and totally unsupervised time every afternoon. Time that I used to do everything from surfing the World Book Encyclopedia to making short animated films to meeting up with friends in the woods just to chuck dirt clods directly in one another's faces. All of which provided me with important skills and insights that remain valuable to this day. Those moments have become the model of how I wanted to live the rest of my life. The present hysteria is not an inevitable condition of life. It's something we've chosen. But it's not as if any of us wants to live like this, any more than one person wants to be a part of a traffic jam, stadium trampling, or the hierarchy of cruelty in high school. Busyness serves as a kind of existential reassurance, a hedge against emptiness. So obviously, your life cannot possibly be silly or trivial or meaningless if you're always busy and have all of your time demanded every hour of the day. But I can't help but feel that all of this histrionic exhaustion is just a way to cover up the facts that most of what we do doesn't matter. I am not a busy person. Like most writers, I feel lousy on days that I don't write. But I do believe that 4 to 5 hours of work is just enough to earn my stay for one more day on this planet. On the ordinary days of my life, I write, go for long bike rides, run errands in the afternoon. And in the evening, I spend time with friends, read, or maybe watch a movie. Now this, seems to me, is a pleasant and sane way to spend the day. So if you call me up and ask whether I maybe won't blow off work just to hang out all day, I would probably say, what time? Except in the last few months, due to a professional obligation, I have become busy. For the first time, I was able to tell people that I was too busy to do this or that thing that you wanted me to do. Every morning, my inbox is filled with things that I didn't want to do, as well as presenting me with problems that I now have to solve. It has become more and more intolerable until finally, I quit. I left town to this undisclosed location where I am now. Here I am, completely unmolested by obligations. To check email, I have to drive to the library. I go on a week at a time without having to see anyone that I know. And because of this, I was finally getting some real writing done for the first time in months. It's hard to write something about life without having to immerse yourself in the world, but it's just as difficult to figure out what it's about without having to get away from it again. Idleness is not just an indulgence, vacation, or vice. It is as important to the brain as vitamin D is to the body. Without it, we suffer a mental affliction as disfiguring as rickets. The peace and quiet that idleness provides is a necessary condition for us to stand back in life and look at it as a whole. From making unexpected connections to waiting for wild summer lightning strikes of inspiration. Ironically, it is necessary to getting any work done. Idle dreaming is often the essence of what we do, wrote Thomas Pynchon in his essay on sloth. Archimedes' Eureka, Newton's apple, Jekyll and Hyde, the benzene ring. History is full of inspiring stories that come in idle moments and dreams. Perhaps the world would slide to ruin if everyone behaved as I did. But I do suggest that the ideal human life lies somewhere between my own defiant indolence and the rest of the world's endless frenetic hustle. My job is just to be a bad influence. The kid standing outside your classroom door, waving at you, urging you to once, just this once, get up, make an excuse, and get out of there. Come outside and play. My own resolute to idleness has become a luxury rather than a virtue. But I did make a conscious decision a long time ago to choose time over money. Because I've always understood that the best investment that I can make with my limited time here on earth is to spend it with the people I love. It's possible one day I lie on my deathbed, regretting that I didn't work harder or I didn't say what I had to say, but I highly doubt it. Life is too short to be busy.